I stopped actively selling my digital products about 6 months ago, and they are still selling. So I wanted to share with you how that actually is working. So the first thing that you need to understand is there is a massive difference between basically actively selling and then setting yourself up for selling or setting yourself up for buyers. So what that means is basically active selling is running ads, creating content, manually emailing, or being physically involved in your laptop. Now, setting yourself up ready for buyers is doing things like putting your links in the right places, making sure you look a certain way in like online, like I'm talking about like your design and what your digital products actually look like, and being ready to receive the digital product sales. So there's a really big difference between like constantly promoting and then positioning yourself to be able to receive sales. So if you are looking to sell your digital products, but you don't actively want to promote them, you need to make sure that if you're not being active, that you are actually setting yourself up for success with positioning yourself. So I always say that there are 3 things that you really need when you're selling digital products. The first thing is content. Now, in terms of positioning, you need to make sure that your content is positioned to receive sales. So that can be as simple as having links in your bio. It can be making sure that the content is evergreen. It can be making sure that the content is speaking to your target audience. All those kinds of things position yourself to receive sales. And if you're not creating the content, it's obviously positioning your ads to receive the sales and make the sales the right way. The second thing is positioning your systems ready to do all of the work without you. So you're not going to be delivering the digital products yourself. You're not going to be doing that. Your system needs to be able to do that yourself. And that's what mine do. Mine literally have been making sales over the last 6 months without me being there because they are all set up, all automatically, and all run by themselves, which is crazy amazing. Still blows my mind to this day that I've come back from a little hiatus and it's still going. I thought it would die, but it hasn't, and that's kind of the crazy thing. And the third thing is that with positioning and selling your digital products without sort of actually having to push them all the time is making sure you have your overall strategy. So it's not just about one part with digital products, because everyone always just sees either like they usually have tunnel vision. They'll see the sales, they'll see the money, or they'll see the lifestyle, or they'll see the tools, or they'll see that. But it's not just about that, it's the overall strategy and how everything fits together. So that strategy is so important for how you position your digital products and how that will eventually turn into a business that you can leave for 6 months like me and it still sells. Now, there is a way to sell digital products where you can do constant launches. So you can say, be emailing your newsletter list, and you can be, doing that all of the time. But you can also set up campaigns years into the future that does that automatically. You don't even need to be there for that. So you're positioning yourself really well for selling your digital products via your email list. So that is a great way to sell your digital products, and that's what's kind of kept my business going as well, is utilizing stuff like that. So again, tools, strategy, positioning, all that kind of stuff. Now typically with launches, people would be sitting there and on their social media, and they would be at 9 p.m. tonight, we are launching this new product and it's only going to be here for the first 10 people at this price. And then they would wait for all the orders to come in and then process orders and do the next thing. You don't have to do that with digital marketing. Like I said, you can use the email campaigns, and you could be running launches and you could be on holiday in friggin' Fiji and not even know. You could forget that campaign was even there and just check your laptop like a month later and know, oh yeah, that's right, that ran. because you do the strategy, you position yourself and you do all the work up front and then you let it run, it's selling without you having to be there, promote, etc. Now, the one thing that I've learned, and I don't even think it matters what kind of strategy you have or what kind of business type you've set up with your digital products or anything like that, the system and the process is always the same. It's like views, you got to get eyes, you got to have the tools and the system and that setup, the automatic stuff, and then you have to have the overall strategy. Those things never change. Those are the things that they stay the same. I don't even think it matters what you're selling. If you think about it, let's just say Burger King launched a new burger. They are going to run ads on TV. That's your viewing. Then when you go into the store, they have a system or a process that makes delivering that burger really, 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 really fast. And then they have an overall strategy, which is like, okay, how do we upgrade the burger to a meal? How do we sell to the whole wide world? Do we make them vegan, or do we give them these options? Or, do you know what I mean? That's kind of like a really loose example, but like it's always the same things. And then in that strategy as well, within that strategy, it's about reviewing what's happened and what's worked and what hasn't worked. So that's what I've learned basically from selling the digital products, the last 6 months, me not being there and me not actually promoting my digital products. The steps are the same. And once you get really good at the steps and you refine everything, it's actually so fun because you can do whatever you want. You can get eyes on your product however you want. There's no rules. I love marketing. Marketing's so fun. In my physical business, I did lots of different testing and found lots of different ways to get different eyes to my business, and it was really fun. And I think that even if you don't like marketing, you can still find a way to market and the way that you want to. So that's a really important part, is obviously getting eyes. And then the second thing is obviously having all the tools and systems and strategies set up so that it's all automatic. And then the third thing is your overall strategy and reviewing and stuff like that. So in this video, I hope that has helped. I really want to share my knowledge with everybody because, again, like I say, and I think I've said it in my other videos, I wish that somebody had spoken to me like this with real chats, because if you look at my previous content, it's all very robotic because I was just following what everybody else was doing. And I'm not going to say that it didn't work, because it did. It got me off to a good start, but now it's time to level up. So if you're ready to level up and you want to keep going, I would definitely check out the next video.